Controversy over police killings continue to boil. In the latest moves, #BlackBrunch protests featured activists going into white spaces, namely brunch locations, and reading out the names of black people who had been shot by the police. Protesters said a black man is killed in America by police every 28 hours for crimes ranging from pulling a gun to looking like someone who might pull a gun. The reaction was mixed, with some people allegedly trying to kick them out and some patrons showing solidarity. But if you truly want to know what brunch patrons think, you'll have to check Yelp later. Protests 3 stars, moving but took longer than I expected, and by the time they finished my omelette was cold. Worth a try? It's odd that they chose hip brunch locations, as those are often patronized by urban liberals. Like hip coffee shops, these are the places where white people who love diversity hang out with only each other. I mean, what are they gonna do next? Disrupt an improv show? Block the cash registers at Urban Outfitters? Intercept NPR? They could have protested the police directly, but you know how hard it is to find white police officers when you need them. Meanwhile, NYPD officers turned their back on Mayor Bill de Blasio, who has tried everything to get them to stop. Pleading, getting Commissioner Bratton to ask them, and finally offering a heartfelt serenade. De Blasio upset the NYPD by stating he had warned his biracial son, Dante, to be careful in his dealings with the police, whereas the NYPD prefer their chokeholds to come by surprise. NYPD cops say they feel on guard, and that it doesn't help to be presumed dangerous when interacting with their community. If only minorities knew how that felt. Police are also doing a work stoppage, with arrests and tickets down by 2/3 over the same week last year. It's nice to know that people who tell protesters to get a job protest by not doing theirs. While people are vehemently divided by police reform, it's less clear what those reforms would be. You know, those little details. Ironically, the 2 biggest specific reforms, adding body cameras to police and outside prosecutors when cops are accused of crimes, have broad bipartisan support. Civil rights investigations and integrations efforts in Ferguson have already begun, though they require current officers to voluntarily retire or transfer to a community that doesn't hate them. My prediction is many steps will be taken quietly as a result of the protests, but you won't really know it until you're being arrested instead of shot and notice, hey, I'm on camera.